My name's Michelle. I'm a nonprofit manager. I was using DonorSnap. I am currently using Network for Good. For more reviews like this, click below. I use Network for Good and previously used DonorSnap for our donor management and for receiving donations on our website, and a little bit for as a customer relations database. Network for Good is very good for several things for us. It has really improved our ability to segment out donors and run reports, which was okay before, but now we've gotten much better at it. It also has some features that are good for us as a performing arts organization. It has ticketing capability. They've just added an event platform that we haven't used yet, but I'm sure that we will. It also has the ability to have multiple campaigns going. So we can do things like when we have a special performance that we have online and we want to drive donors to that to give to that specific thing. Last year we recorded an online cookbook and we were able to just have a campaign for that to see how well that was. It also has email marketing within it, so we can also see when we do that how well we do on donations for that, which we just didn't have before. I think DonorSnap has improved with that, but so we can just do a lot more things that we were not able to do before, which is great. DonorSnap was good. It was, the cost was really right for us. It had some features that were helpful. Getting started with Network for Good was there. I mean, it was a lot, but Networks for Good, they helped us with importing all of our contacts, and they will still, if we want to, import our contacts for us. There is a way that we can do that. So if I have a big campaign and have a lot of donations to do, I can just upload something. But if I wanted them to, I would do it. It would take a few weeks, so I usually don't want to wait that long. But they did the huge import for us. They had a lot of support in the beginning that came with it. There's also, if you want to, you can pay a little bit extra and get coaching in the beginning. They have all the time open office hours if you have a question, and I take advantage of those sometimes if I'm thinking I don't know if I'm getting enough out of this feature, or there's something that I want to be able to do and I don't think I'm doing it right. So even being a few years into it, there's still a lot of support, just with being able to get all the features out of it. So I really did like that part. DonorSnap, the organization I worked at, they had been using it for a little bit, so I wasn't there for the initial implementation. But I know from coming in and being able to get used to it and having used kind of those relational databases before. Um, there were, I mean, it was relatively easy to use. It didn't have a ton of features, so it wasn't like trying to learn a huge complex CRM. But there were some issues with the financial transparency. I think being able to understand, where the fees were and that kind of stuff. It took me a while because you did have to have a separate third-party processor for the credit cards, being able to get that information. So that part was a little bit difficult. But other than that, it was relatively easy as a user to use it as a donor database. For us, being a relatively small organization, I was really looking for something that was easy enough that everyone could use it, and didn't require months and months of training. We looked at some other software that was probably more robust in the end, but we didn't have 6 months or 9 months for somebody to become an expert and then train everybody on it. So that was really important, that being able to train somebody relatively quickly when we had a new person, that was really important for us. Being able to, cost is really important for us always. Again, being a smaller organization, so being able to get a lot for the fees that are charged, and then having that support. So again, because we don't have a dedicated IT person or even necessarily always a dedicated development person, We might have somebody part-time, or we might have nobody, and we're all kind of absorbing those duties. We really need the the software that we have to have a good support um, system, have a good tech support, or just the support for the software. So that's really important as when we look at products. And then lastly, of course, we want our donors to have a good experience. So when they go on to make a donation, that's really important. Are they able to get to their information? Do they feel like it's secure? Does it look good when they go on? Does it look like a product that is uh, worthy of, does it look modern? Does it not look like it's really old? Those sorts of things. So does it look like we're in the 21st century when we're doing that? So those were considerations that we have as well.